Yo, welcome back. In this episode, we're going to work on our equipment system so we can equip different weapons. So as you can see, if we press a button, it equips our sword, and then we can equip our greatsword as well. This is just the start of our equipment system, and the next few episodes we'll be doing the UI to be able to enable that in a much better and cleaner way. So stay tuned. If you're a YouTube member, you get access to all these projects early, and the full series is out now for you. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we've got to components. I'm going to right click blueprint class, get a actor component, BPC equipment, open that bad boy up, and then on begin player we want to right click, get owner, get component by class, and I want the inventory component. I'm going to promote that to a variable. This will be BPC inventory, and then I'm going to do the same thing again, and I'm going to get the skeletal mesh component, promote that to a variable, and then F2 to rename it. This will be the scale mesh. Then I'm going to go back to BPC inventory, and I'm going to create a new event dispatcher. This will press F2, and this will be on attach equipment, and then I want to go to the details, and I'm going to add some parameters to that, and this will be S item full details. So item details, compile, save that, go back to BPC equipment, and then we want to get our BPC inventory, and we're going to bind to event on attach equipment, drag off from the event. You can do create event, we can do create a matching event. This will be attach equipment. What we're going to do here is drag out the S full items and break it, and we want to get our item type and do a switch on E item type, and then on item type again we're going to do a find. So just find, so we're going to get this find map, and then I'm going to promote this map to a variable, press F2, and this will be equipped items. And then in details I'm going to change this to S item all details, change the variable type here, compile, save that, right click this find and say refresh node, get a branch from the red node, and we're going to plug in main hand, offhand, two-handed, head, chest, arms, and legs. So if any of the items that we're attaching are these, then we're going to carry on, and if we don't have them attached, then we're going to add them to our equipped items. So get equipped items, type in add, we want the map, and if that's false we're going to go there, and if defined, and then we're going to pass the item type into the none and the item details into the add just here. And then one more thing, we're going to get item type again, and we're going to do another switch, and we want a custom function, okay, custom event. This will be called set mesh, and this needs an input. So we'll compile and we'll add two inputs. We'll add static mesh type object reference, and this will be static mesh, and then we want item type as well. So item type. So I'm going to right click set static mesh. I'm just untick this context sensitive and get the set static mesh. New mesh goes into static mesh, and then this target we need to get a select. So turn context sensitive back on, get a select, put the new param into the index, and this gives us main hand, offhand, two hand, chest, legs, etc. So from main hand we're going to do set mesh, and from offhand we'll do the same, and from head as well, and from two hand. And we're going to pass in the item mesh. So we're going to grab the item mesh, and we're going to do a async load asset. We're going to change this to go over here, and we can drag on from object and get cast to static mesh, and we just want the cast to static mesh. Make sure that the pin is on the completed, so completed into cast static mesh, as static mesh into static mesh, and then connect the top one as well. You also can connect the cast failed to, and again this item type needs to go all the way over here. So now what we can do is on set static mesh we can get an is valid, and the input type will be static mesh. If it is valid, we set the static mesh here. If it's not valid, then we set it to blank, and again the select goes into the target. Compile, save that. Now if we already have one of these items running, we're going to get BPC inventory and off the true. So if we already find that we've got it, we're going to then just do add to inventory, put the true there, and then the true goes into the add here, and put the find into the item to find. We'll compile and save that. So back in our characters, we go to content, blueprints, sandbox character. We're going to find our mesh and we're going to click add, and we'll add a new static mesh. This will be main hand, or this will be weapon main. We'll do main hand, and then we're going to duplicate that, and this will be off hand, and we're going to come to main hand, and I'm going to find the tags, component tags, and I'm going to add one. This will be main hand, go back to PPC equipment, and then from get owner, so we can control D get owner, I'm going to find component by tag. This will be static mesh, and the tag will be our main hand, and then we can promote this to a variable as well. This will be our main hand. So now on this select, I've got the main hand, and then I also will attach the two-handed weapon to the main hand as well. So we can compile and save that. Go back to our sandbox character, and now we're using debug key 1 and 2 to add and remove items. So we're going to go to PPC equipment, get debug key 3, and do attach equipment. And then from our inventory, I'm going to just get inventory, get a copy, and attach that item there. So the first item we pick up, we can attach with debug key 3. Go back to sandbox character, and then add the equipment as well. Compile, save that, come out here, play the game, pick up this sword, press 3, you can see that is attached to the root. Right, so let's move it from like the floor to an actual hand. We select mesh, and we select the SKM UAFN skeleton, and we open that up, find the hand R, because that's where our main hand is. Hand R, right click it. Oh, there is already a socket here, so we could use this, but you would right click it and add a socket, hand R socket, press F2, and this is the main hand. And then we can right click that again and add a preview asset, and we kind of just want the sword. We don't want the great sword, we want SM sword, and then we can move that down so it looks like it's in hand. So SM sword. So you need to select the main socket to move it around. Just make sure that it's nicely positioned in the hand, and then rotate it around. And this is where it's important to get all of your scales correct for your weapons, so like having them facing the same direction with the guards, because now we can do main hand, add preview asset, sword. We can add the great sword as well to see what that looks like. You can see that actually the rotation of that isn't fantastic, so we need to adjust all our rotations so they're on the same axis. So we go to Fab, Medieval Fantasy Greatsword, drag it out into the world, go to Modeling Tool, go to X-Form, go to Transform, and we just rotate it sort of 90 degrees to where we want it. So minus 90. Power that, bake it, accept it, and then back in the character you can see, actually, yep, that looks a lot better. And while the weapon is massive, it is a great sword, so it's not going to fit exactly into the hand, but that'll do. So now when we come back to Sandbox CMC, we can select main hand and select parent socket, and this will be the main hand. Compile, save that, go back to default level, we can pick up this sword, and we can then press 3, and that's the sword in the hand, like so. Now, if we change this to be debug key 4, and grab the attach code again, and instead of 0, we'll just choose 1, which is the second item we pick up. So now I'm going to play from here, pick this up. If I press 1 to print, so pick this up. Now my debug key is on the numpad 1 because I'm a bit of an idiot. So I've got a wood sword 1. I press 3 to equip it and try to print it again. I've still got wood sword 1. So that's wrong, but we're going to fix that inside the actual inventory itself. So we'll grab this greatsword, and I'll press 4, and you see the wood sword has disappeared. So if I press 3, it swaps back. We've got a basic sort of equipment system, but it needs to be way more dynamic, which we'll do in our widgets in the next episode.